Hello, welcome to Liz Rocks and Stuff. I'm Liz. This is episode 115 of What's in My Tumbler. We are going to start off with the Rainbow Obsidian. This is the rocks that I got from Rock and Tumble. This is the batch B coming out of stage 3.5. So all of the rocks have gone through 3.5 stages now. 4 if you want to be correct. And I'm going to be putting them into final polish. I'm going to be putting batch A into final polish, I should say. So these rocks are looking amazing. Even when they're dry, you can see the little rainbow coloring coming through. So absolutely excited to see how these turn out next week. As a bit of a reminder, I am going to have a regular video out next week. Then I'm going to be taking a week off. And then we'll be back to Tumbler videos after that. So you're going to see batch A out of final polish, and then a week off, and then you'll see batch B out of final polish. I was thinking at some point that I might just hold all of the final polishes until the end, and then I realized the timing, and I didn't want to do that to you guys and make you wait an extra week just to see the final polish. So you'll see batch A final, and then you'll see batch B 2 weeks later. So going to get these into a soap cycle. So a tablespoon of ivory soap after I made sure nothing is chipped or broken. And then, so tumbled these for a few hours, probably a little less than I normally would. And I tell you, I'm going to have to paint my table black or something because I go snowblind. What you can't see is everything around this table is white. And in the bright sunlight of the afternoon, I go snowblind filming outside, so I might have to just paint my whole table black or something. But anyway, we're gonna rinse off batch B. It got put to the side. This is batch A. You can see that one rock that's showing you the green color right there. So excited. So put the media back in. Some of it tried to escape, and then we're gonna fill the water. Literally, some of that media just does not want to go in. Water, and then a tablespoon of borax, a tablespoon of polish, and these will be ready next week. So excited. I have been wanting Rainbow Obsidian forever, and finally I have it, and it is going to be amazing if it doesn't stop fighting me. All right. Now we are going to Candy Coated Chaos. This is green, pink, and yellow opal. I have a feeling I'm going to be tumbling this stuff for a while. I could probably technically go ahead and start a stage 2 batch. I just don't... I want to get everything at least ready for stage 2 because I don't have a lot that I can tumble with this opal. So I'm trying to get it through to stage 1, but it's just not wanting to tumble right. It's fine. It will be fine in the end. Just for now, it's giving me some trouble. But I think I have enough that I could potentially start a stage 2 batch. I just want to be a little more cautious with this stuff. So I might end up actually splitting this into 2 batches at some point, but I want to get everything to stage 2. Then I can kind of split it in half and do a batch A, batch B. But you're going to be hearing about Candy Coated Chaos for a while. There were a few more pieces that were ready for stage 2, but not a whole lot. So, but there was I needed to fill up this barrel a little bit more. And since this is stage 1, I didn't really want to put my ceramic media in it. You could. It's just kind of a waste. But I did have some of this glass. Glass is relatively soft. It's not, I don't think it's going to damage the opal. And it needed to be put through its cycle. So I did a tablespoon of borax, 2 tablespoons of stage 1 grit, and then this is ready to go for another week. At some point, I will probably get tired of this and just move it on, whether it's ready or not. But we'll see. It'll all be okay. And Pure Hunger. This is the batch I am absolutely least excited about. This is Pure Purite and Appetite, Blue Appetite chips. So last week, the 3D printer leftovers didn't work out for filler, so I went back to my resin off castings for filler. And so we're going to get this rinsed off, put it all in a soap cycle, do an inspection, obviously, to make sure everything is still fine. I'm not thrilled with how this stuff is turning out. And I have lost, like, almost all of the blue apatite. It's whatever. Maybe I'll try and do, if I have zero hope that this is going to be shiny next week. I don't think it's going to shine up at all. And maybe I'll try a dry polish again. I've tried it several times. It's never worked for me. But we'll see. So this is going into a soap cycle. Once it comes out of the soap cycle, then I'm going to pull out all of the resin offcasts, the filler, because you can't move that between stages. That has to stay in its own stage. It's still putting so much dirt off, but you know, Tiger's Eye does that too. There's rocks that just do that. So we're going to put everything back in the barrel. Probably should have just done the inspection at this point instead of doing it first, but it doesn't matter. All right, now that that's all sorted, this is my stage 4 filler that has been used in stage 4 before. So this is all safe to use. This is all new stuff. It'll be fine. And then some water. And then I use a tablespoon of borax and a tablespoon of final polish. And that is going to go on the tumbler for a week. And, you know, we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. I don't know. I have 3 batches going into final polish this week, and this is the one that I wanted to be excited about it, but I just can't get excited about this one. All right, Coca Trolla. This is Sunset Sodalite that I got from Rough Stone Rocks, and Trolleyite also from Rough Stone Rocks that I then cut. And this is looking so good. I did off camera dry off a piece or 2 of this to see, and it's looking exactly like you want it to look going into stage 3. I could not be happier. These are 2 of my favorite rocks, and they just are tumbling the way they should. They're behaving. You know, every now and then you just get lucky and you have a batch that listens and behaves and does what it's supposed to. Unlike your purite that you had high hopes for, and they're just disappointing. But anyway, yeah, inspecting, making sure nothing's chipped or broken. Honestly, at this point, if it is, there's not much you can do about it. But we're going to go ahead and put that in. It was not as full as I would like. So I just went ahead with the soap cycle as is. But then I do add some media after the soap cycle because I don't want my rocks to get bruised in the last little bit. So we want to protect those, cushion them, make sure that they are being treated like the princesses they are, and have their little pillows in their tumbling. My whole house has been sick this week. I'm a little delirious, so, you know, ignore that. All right, coming out of the soap cycle, everything's looking great. Get these all rinsed off. Put everything back in. And then top it off with some ceramic media. Make sure you spill it all over the place. Put in some water, tablespoon of borax, 3 tablespoons of stage 3 polish, and these are going to go for a week. So next week you look forward to 3 batches, 2 of my favorites, and 1 that's just going to be a disappointment. And I think that's going to be a very exciting video. My first Rainbow Obsidian batch is going to be done. But anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Hope to see you back next week.